Hello girls, as a continuum of Vedic education, we'll now talk about the type of education which was given to a student during the Vedic period. Coming to curriculum, you all know what curriculum means. Curriculum has arrived from the word curer, which means the path to run, or the path in which we run, so or the course with which we run, or the course in which we run. So here the students were taught both kinds of knowledge. One was paravidya, that is relationship between God and self, and aparavidya, that is it includes the scriptures like Vedas, Vedangas, rituals, astronomy, itihasas, Puranas, ethics, military sciences, etc. Now, every subject has to follow some methods in order to see that the content is driven to the student. So, now the most popular method during the Vedantic period was discussion, because discussion led to a lot of every student had a lot of Mimamsa, and due to that Mimamsa, there was a lot of discussion in order to clarify their doubts. Now, Vada or debates. Vada means what? Argument. In the regular sense of the word, we feel argument is a negative, but from argument only the truth will come. Then Sravana, that is hearing. That's why we'll say listen in the class, because 50% of the content is mastered by the student or anybody for that matter through Shravana, which means listening. Manana means memory, that is memorizing things. That's why in your primary school you must be remembering that you were asked to drill the what is that all the poems and whatnot, grammatical things, and also that Vallaveyuta they call in Telugu, that is drilling the tables, the mathematical tables. Then Manana is this. Then intuition means intuition revelation means whenever you are having some intuition which comes to you, then you will be arriving at the truth. Mostly the individual methods were used, unlike today's mass communication and mass method of teaching. The teacher was known as Guru. It was considered the supreme, the Brahma, Vishnu and the Maheshwara. Later role included that of a father and everything for the child. The Guru was used to provide all the knowledge, that Brahma Vidya, to the student. He always encouraged the student to attain the true knowledge. So it was not only content, but it was the true knowledge of life, because that's more important. He always encouraged the child to attain the true knowledge, and the Guru used to train self-discipline and teach everything with utmost transparency. The Guru used to teach whatever he knew, not hiding something, but everything coming openly, that is, be selflessly, and used to help the students to acquire the true knowledge. Then the students were called as brahmacharyas, or disciples were called as abide by brahmacharya. They had to follow brahmacharya, and their most important responsibility was devotion to Guru. Because they were away from their homes, they have to be in the Gurukul and along with the Guru and his family. Therefore, what happens is they have to have a reverence towards Guru. Students used to go for alms and provide divine sacred fire. He used to resume back to his studies after his work. That is, he means here the student. He served the Guru with manasa, vacha, karma. Karmana means, manasa means with the heart, vacha means with the what is that, with your own speech, and karmana means without hiding anything from his true self. He used to develop self-discipline, self-denial, self-restraint, patience, tolerance, etc. were learnt in the Gurukul. Evaluation. What was the type of evaluation they followed? That was a very informal tool. The most important evaluation technique was observation. The teacher used to be very objective in their aspects and fair in their dealings, not having any partiality. What inspires us in the Guru Sishya Parampara is that, as the saying goes, old is gold. Indeed, it's precious. These techniques are to be used in the modern system also to make students dutiful, self-disciplined, with punctuality, self-confidence and self-restraint, to lead a successful life in the world full of chaos and crisis. Now we are experiencing COVID, so all of us are learning how to battle with COVID. It also teaches us to the modern world the following Purushartha, the Loka Sangraham, peace, desire, Dharma Acharana, faith, oneness, common teaching of all faiths, that is harmonious living, Pravritti and Nivritti, and suffering, practice, Abhyasa, yoga, Satvika food, about all yam and niyama and niyama. In our country, still we have this form of education in few places. We are fortunate that in this mass erosion of culture, we can still see such system of Vedic education. The practical example is given by Sri Venkateswara Vedic University in Tirupati. Girls, I'll get back to the salient features of Buddhist and Jain education later on. Thank you.